Hiya guys! Welcome to Historical Gossip. In this channel, we do what humans have done best since we've evolved to be a super aware being. Gossiping! Today we speak about Thomas Jefferson, one of the most well-known US political figures, known as the president who decided to draft and sign the Declaration of Independence, a document created in the noble intent of ending slavery, a cruel forced labor constriction consisting in oppressions, deprivation, and a denial of basic human rights. Jefferson was driven by his steadfast commitment to Enlightenment ideals of individual liberty, self-governance, and the protection of natural rights. Inspired by philosophers like John Locke, he believed that every individual possessed inherent rights to be free and to pursue happiness. Funny ideals for a man that enslaved and abused more than 600 individuals. Born on April 13, 1743, in Shadwell, Virginia, he was the third child of Peter and Jane Randolph Jefferson. His family played a significant role in his life and upbringing. His father's death when he was only 14 left him with significant responsibility. His mother's strong influence and education were instrumental in shaping his character and intellectual pursuits. In fact, Jefferson's intellectual brilliance became evident already during his education at the College of William and Mary, and later as a lawyer. Thomas Jefferson married Martha Wales Skelton on January 1, 1772. Martha was a widow considerably younger than Jefferson. Their marriage was marked by mutual affection and respect. They had 6 children, but unfortunately only 2 daughters survived to adulthood. Tragically, Martha passed away in 1782, leaving Jefferson devastated. Her death profoundly affected him, and he never remarried, carrying the memory of their relationship throughout his life. Jefferson became the 3rd President of the United States on March 4, 1801, and led the states for the following 8 years. As an ambassador to France, he cultivated diplomatic relationships, notably facilitating the Louisiana Purchase, which expanded American territory. Thomas Jefferson signed the Declaration of Independence on August 2, 1776. The signing took place during the Second Continental Congress, which had approved the document on July 4 of the same year. Jefferson was one of the delegates representing the colonies who affixed his signature to the Declaration, thereby formally announcing the American colonies' decision to declare independence from British rule. Analysing Jefferson's actions, I came up with 3 main arguments to share with you today. They list the controversy surrounding the public actions of Jefferson's with his actual conduct, and analyses his relation with slavery, including his romantic involvement with his enslaved woman, Sally Hemings. Argument number 1. He enslaved more than 600 individuals. Jefferson inherited slaves from his father and also acquired more slaves through his marriage. Monticello was Thomas's plantation in Virginia, where he resided for much of his life. In Jefferson's plantation, more than 600 enslaved individuals faced labor force to work the fields, maintain the property, and carry out various tasks. Enslaved individuals were subjected to back-breaking work, often for long hours in difficult and physically demanding conditions. They were forced to toil in the fields, tend to crops, and perform various tasks required to maintain the estate. These conditions likely included exposure to extreme weather, inadequate clothing, and insufficient food or shelter. The cruelty inflicted upon the enslaved individuals was a daily occurrence. Enslaved individuals at Monticello endured various forms of physical punishment as a means of maintaining control, discipline, and instilling fear. This punishment included whippings, beatings, and other forms of physical abuse. Overseers and slave drivers were also responsible for administering these punishments using tools like whips, sticks, or belts. The severity of the punishment could vary, ranging from mild to severe, and was often used as a method of enforcing labor discipline or suppressing any perceived acts of rebellion or defiance. Also, family separations were a painful reality for enslaved individuals at Monticello. Families could be torn apart through various means, including sales to other plantations, inheritance disputes, and Jefferson's own decisions. In fact, Jefferson himself oftentimes separated families by selling individuals to pay off debts or as a form of punishment. Sadly, enslaved individuals did not have legal rights to themselves or to their family. The agony of being forcibly separated from loved ones, often never being able to see them again, was deeply traumatic. This practice served to undermine any sense of stability, belonging, and humanity among the enslaved, further contributing to their oppression and suffering. These practices stand as painful reminders of the profound injustices that slavery brought on many human beings. Let's move now to point number 2, Sally Hemings. As briefly mentioned earlier, one of the most controversial aspects of Jefferson's relationship with slavery is his alleged involvement with Sally Hemings, an enslaved woman of mixed race who was owned by Jefferson's father-in-law. Hemings is believed to have had a long-term relationship with Jefferson and bore several of his children. This has raised questions about the nature of their relationship, the power dynamics at play, and the consent of an enslaved individual. There are several pieces of evidence supporting the relationship between Jefferson and Hemings. Both Jefferson and Hemings have passed down accounts of a relationship between the two. Sally Hemings' son, Madison Hemings, provided a history in the 19th century detailing the circumstances of his parentage. Furthermore, written accounts from people close to Thomas Jefferson also suggest a relationship with Sally Hemings. For instance, Jefferson's overseer, Edmund Bacon, acknowledged the relationship in his memoirs. Additionally, a newspaper article from 1802 reported on rumors of a relationship between Jefferson and a dusky Sally. If people's direct accounts were not enough, scientific DNA analysis conducted in 1998 have provided significant evidence supporting the relationship between Jefferson and Hemings. Researchers compared the Y chromosomes of male line descendants of Jefferson's paternal uncle, who shared a common male ancestor with Thomas Jefferson, with the Y chromosomes of male line descendants of Hemings' youngest son, Eston Hemings. The DNA analysis revealed a genetic match, suggesting a male from the Jefferson family was the father of Eston Hemings, and, by extension, the other Hemings children. So we arrive at the third and final point, the theme that I know we are all thinking, the drastic contradictions of Jefferson aligning with his own ideal. Jefferson was a proponent of Enlightenment ideals that championed individual rights, freedom, and equality. He wrote in the Declaration of Independence that all men are created equal and are endowed with certain unalienable rights. This is a contradicting cruelty of the pain he caused to the individuals he enslaved at Monticello. This irony highlights the complexities of historical figures and their actions that sometimes contradict their professed beliefs and the image the history pursue of them. Not to forget, the relationship between Jefferson and Sally Hemings further highlights the moral, ethical, and sick power dynamics inherent in a system of slavery. And you guys, did you know about these contradictions of Jefferson's life? Have you ever acted way against your morals?